Hello, friends. Welcome to the first episode of Mindfully Breathing with Flowering Smiles. My name is Matt Buchanan. Flowering Smiles Sangha is located in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we're following Thich Nhat Hanh's tradition of Buddhism. So please download the Plum Village app and make a contribution to fund it. I contribute annually in the spring, and it has been a really nice Sangha for me, and I'm sure there's something there for you too. Our Sangha is open to everyone and anyone who wants to sit and grow their interpersonal relationship with everything. If you haven't meditated before, welcome. Or if you've meditated because it's foundationally important to you, I'm glad you're here too. We're stepping through the Buddha's full discourse on breathing as updated by Thai. You can catch episode 61 and 62, The Heart of Meditation, from the podcast The Way Out is In, found in the Plum Village app for a thorough introduction. There are 16 steps to the discourse. However, we're not rushing through it. Steps 1 and 2 are spread over 10 or so episodes. I'm slowly and intentionally introducing meditation, exploring, nurturing, and learning about ourselves, establishing a foundation for the forthcoming steps, and most of all, we are experiencing meditation. To learn about the fun of the slide versus going down the slide are two different paradigms. The first has textbook definitions. The latter may begin with a whoa. As we slide down again and again, the experience becomes familiar and we can begin to authentically articulate our sliding experience. The definitions will fit inside our words, but our words will far exceed the definitions. Lastly, each set of steps finishes off with the three doors of liberation before the next two steps are introduced. We will step into them from what we've experienced in the previous meditations. Those meditations will provide a scaffolding for you. I am sharing this podcast because initially I wanted to sit and revisit the meditations. For me, there are some really nice meditations that I want to sit with again and again and explore myself with and through them. Each time I experience them, my words go deeper and wider within myself. I like that. Then I thought about the availability of sanghas in the Plum Village tradition. There wasn't one in Fort Wayne, so I started one. But that's an action that isn't for everyone. So for those looking for a sangha, this is for you. Also, there may be sanghas wanting to explore the discourse on breathing. Thai mentions aspects of it in almost every video I've seen. This is for you too. Those two possibilities make me happy. Again, I'm Matt Buchanan, and I've been meditating all my life. As a young child, I started listening to my thoughts and feelings. In my 20s, I started intentionally meditating more days than not. I didn't follow any established form of meditation. I just made an assumption and stepped forward with courage into my ignorance, the unknown. The assumption was nothing is hidden and everything is available right now. I just need to open my eyes to know it. Around 21, for whatever reason, and I have no idea why, I sat down, closed my eyes, and instantly slid into the depths of emptiness, signlessness, and aimlessness. Although I didn't name them that because I didn't know of the Buddha's teachings yet. I spent the next 30 years or so looking for a religion or a philosophy that could explain the experience I had and its core or had it at its core principles. I explored Buddhism through books, but all I found were what felt like to me intellectual reasonings. I wasn't interested in the intellectual. I wanted to hear of the experience through others' words. So over time, I learned to heal myself and the generational pains that I had embraced. Also, I transformed a lot of my suffering, a good portion of my suffering, had the courage to step into it, and it all turned into a beautiful bouquet of flowers. In my early 50s came the social media algorithm, which introduced Thai to me. Immediately, I could hear the experiences I had been looking for. His words were different, but I could tell he knew the experience intimately. Naturally, his videos led me to the full discourse on breathing. I read them over and thought, if there is truth here, then in the first steps of breathing in and out, I will be able to find the first and the last lessons right there. So for about 3/4 of a year, I sat with my breath and just listened. I experienced my breath calming my body, then my mind, and the happiness of the moment was right there. Listening more, I could start to hear my feelings, my thoughts, my perceptions, and my beliefs. Nothing was hidden to me. Everything was right there. I was free to share the peace of my breathing in the moment within and around my body and into the universe. Healing can happen then. The door is open. Then, with curiosity and wonderment, in other words, stepping forward into my ignorance, as I called it, I could contemplate the same relationship with another. Another person also has this experience and can have this experience. Lastly, another and myself could merge and just be. Again, nothing was hidden and all was available. The rest is like a slide. You can't help but continue down the ride. As I began to explore Buddhism through Thai's tradition, I was able to translate his words and videos into my words. His mindfulness, concentration, and insight was my be kind, be gentle, be loving. The 3 doors of liberation were my 3 stages of spiritual awareness or awakening. With this discovery came the wonderfulness of, there are others that know. I am finally home. As of today, I have received the 5 mindfulness trainings and plan to continue with the 14 when the opportunity arises. Each episode will be paired with our Sangha's website that lays out the content for the meditation. Typically, I start off with a question and an objective. I list the topics we'll be discussing and exploring in our meditation. Then we have Dharma sharing time about the topic. If you're with someone while listening, this is a good time to pause the podcast and for you all to do the same. However, if you're by yourself, take a moment and reflect. Do this for yourself. Next, I introduce the topics, why they are important, and how they relate to the bigger picture. This is followed up with one of Ty's videos, a reading from one of his books, or a video from one of the Plum Village nuns or monks. So we stay grounded in Ty's tradition and his teachings. Afterwards, we again have Dharma sharing about the day's topic. This gives everyone a chance to let his teaching soak in a little deeper and connect with before we meditate. Then we meditate for about 12 to 20 minutes or so. The meditations come from the Plum Village app or website, Ty's videos, or I mostly write them. The intent for each one is an opportunity to experience the day's topic, to have an opportunity to ride the slide. Lastly, we finish with Dharma sharing about our meditative experience. Insights are shared. The experience is shared. It's a beautiful way of being together. The first episode is Smile Release, one of Ty's wonderful and foundational meditations that never gets old and is always applicable to one's available moment. Meditation will be introduced as well as the importance of one's smile. Today I'll end with a meditation given by Brother Phap. He is the abbot monk at Plum Village. This meditation is from the on-the-go meditations, which can be found in the Plum Village app or on the Plum Village YouTube channel. Sometimes Brother Phap shares a meditation at the end of the podcast, The Way Out is In. This meditation is from that podcast. You can find the podcast in the Plum Village app and everywhere else. Check it out. It's really good. This meditation is titled Beginning of a Mindful Journey. Peace and happiness to you.